tiptoe around with face of a stranger. Quiet observer, never get too close. I see the world, but it's through this window. Another side to see, I'm ready to know. Not every story's written on a sleeve. Some stories take digging deep. Eyes wide open, words unspoken. Where are you going, darling? Where have you been? Stories to tell, emotions we felt, good and the bad in the hands we've been dealt. I wanna know why, I wanna know why you're the way you are. He's from the city, she's from the south. Two different chapters told miles out. That back row living in his White House. So many stories that I need to know. Not every story's written on a sleeve. Some stories take digging deep. Eyes wide open, words unspoken. Where are you going, darling? Where have you been? Stories to tell, emotions we felt, good and the bad in the hands we've been dealt. I wanna know why you're the way you are. So many stories right in front of me. Some people climb to heights I've never seen. Too many falling down off their feet. These stories take digging deep. Eyes wide open, words unspoken. Where are you going, darling? Where have you been? Stories to tell, emotions we felt, good and the bad in the hands we've been dealt. I wanna know why you're the
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Silver Sunday. It is Sunday, and we are the Silverline crew. Well, we're part of the Silverline crew. There's the Wednesday crew, but we're the better crew. Shh! don't tell them that. Welcome, everyone. I did a show today. If you saw it, so like a convention. So my energy levels might be not right here. They might be like down here. So I beg your forgiveness. I'm depending on the crew to pick up the levels there for me where I let down. But yeah, so welcome to Sunday. I'm gonna try to do like I did again last week to hit some updates before I introduce everybody. The Kickstarter updates. Kalis, we've got I hand delivered one today, but he doesn't have his artwork because I'm still waiting on the artwork from Lewis from Argentina. Good news is, I think we talked about this last week. Good news is that Argentina has opened up again, and so the package is actually on its way. The last email update I got from Lewis was about 3 days ago, and he says it was still in customs. And so as soon as it clears customs, it'll be speeding its way to me. So that's the Kalis Kickstarter, and I think that affects about 4 or 5 of you. And then we have the Twilight Grim and Divinity. All of that has been fulfilled except for about 4 or 5 rewards, and those are folks who got art rewards from Alex Sarabia, and we're waiting on the artwork from Alex from Mexico. Those two have been caught up in customs, and Alex has sent me information to let me know that it's there. It's caught up in customs, and as soon as it can clear, I don't know if they put it in quarantine to make sure it's not carrying COVID. I don't know what the story is there. I don't know why it takes customs so long, but it is speeding its way towards us here. As soon as it does, I will repack it, let you know, and package those back up and send those out to you. And then there's Twilight. No, I just did that one. Bloodline, the one shot, and Friar Rush, #1 of the 3 miniseries. I'm anticipating money from Kickstarter any day now. In fact, I got a message from them on Friday that said, your funds are on the way. They're not in the bank account yet, but Kickstarter says they're on the way. So we trust and believe them. Hopefully we'll have that on Monday. With the exception of the thank you page, everything else is ready to go. So for those of you who back that project, please fill out your surveys. You've all been sent surveys, and I got a bunch of them. I haven't checked today. Obviously, I've been busy today. I haven't checked today. But if you have not filled out your survey, please do so that I can make sure I get the right name on the thank you page. And then I'm hoping to get that finished up and get all those files out to the printer ASAP. And then in September, which is really just a couple of weeks away, we're going to have a Kickstarter for Trump's Book 1 and Cat and Mouse #3. Cat and Mouse #3 is almost finished, not quite finished yet. Still has some lettering to do and some coloring to do. And then Trump's Book 1, which is actually 48 pages. It's going to be a longer book. It is about 85% done, something like that. I want to say there's still 2 pages left to pencil for that. I think Tommy has pretty much got all the stayed up with Thomas Hedgeland with the inks, and then Sid with us. Sid been blue. Shoot, I see Sid's name.
I'm here.
Oh, excellent. And Sid is rocking away on the colors, so we're in good shape to get that kick started.
Today I'm taking a break from color, though.
Well, it's because you've been sick.
No, it's because I want to draw.
Oh, okay.
At least today.
Well, yeah. So I know that you also went through. You were fighting something, and yeah, we don't want you to get sick, because then like you can't do much at all. So rest, right? Always get rest when you're sick. That's the key ingredient when you're sick. Says me, I'm Dr. Man right now. When you get sick, go to bed. Sleep
Gotcha.
heals.
Oh, I'm feeling sick.
Yeah. All right, so that's the Kickstarter updates. So let's move on. I am Roland. I am the host of this thing tonight. I am the writer of Cat and Mouse and Trumps, and I am kind of the chief wrangler around here. And a lot of times I like to tell people it's very much like herding cats. And I already know there's some cat people in this chat, so they know what I'm talking about, right? So make sure you support those Kickstarters. Get out there. And now we're going to go around our murderer's row here, and everybody introduce yourself. Tell the folks who you are. Curtis, you're up first.
I'm Curtis Fujita. I'm an artist that's worked in comic books, video game, and animation. I'm the editor on Kalis and the creative director at
Got me taking a drink.
Silverline.
Barb, who are you?
My name's Barb Kjellberg, and I am the inker on Cat and Mouse. I am the creator, co-writer, inker, and colorist for Divinity. And I am also the CFO of Silverline.
Woot woot. Aaron, you're up next. Hey, there's Sid. We see Sid. Yay. Aaron, tell everybody who you are.
I am the penciler and artist on Fire Rush, and I do my own comic on Webtoons, which I just finished issue 8. Finally, I can't believe
Congratulations.
I had like 3 pages to finish in that forever. Kept having stuff come in. So that's done. And I'm starting issue 9 tonight. So I'm working on that, and then so yeah, I pretty much pencil Fire Rush, and hopefully soon we'll be doing other stuff too, maybe.
I got my fingers crossed.
Yeah. So if anything, I just have fun joining and talking to you guys. I mean, come on, come in to hang out, talk comics.
You know, it is right. It's kind of like a mini convention without all the travel aspects of it.
It really is.
You know. Yeah. So and also, Aaron, as soon as I get the commissions that you need to draw, I'll get those to you so you can get started on those.
Yes,
from
I do
the
need to do
Kickstarter.
this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Adelia, you're up next. Tell people who you are. You're muted, by the way. You're muted.
Adelia, there you go.
Sorry, my rabbit was making a lot of noise earlier, so I didn't want that on stream. I'm Delia Gunderson. I am the colorist for the Rejects comic, and I'm also a co-colorist with Becca on Marauders.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got your tablet hooked up tonight. So we're gonna is that what you're gonna be coloring on tonight?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually inking the thing that we have for the sketchbook.
Oh, cool. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Yay.
Yeah, because I'm all caught up on flats.
Nice. I got a message from C. Michael. I want to say Friday. Don't think it was yesterday. That I want to say he's finished layouts and is getting ready to get into pencils. So
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think, don't hold me to that exactly, but I think that's where he's at. So that's exciting. We're gonna start seeing that come to life as well.
Awesome.
Pete.
Hello.
Our friend from across the pond.
How goes it?
Tell everybody who you are.
I'm Pete. I'm just a penciler. I just do the pencils on the book that we're calling Champ and Miss Fury. I don't know what else to say. And everyone else got these lovely titles and jobs they do. I just pencil one book.
Well, don't be intimidated. Mostly my job just is making out spreadsheets. That's a fancy word for CFO.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I just pencil a book, and it's
just
going pretty well. We're almost halfway through the first issue now.
Yeah, I know. That's what I looked up the other day, and I was like, I think when I went to when I was talking to Tommy, and because he asked me about some of it, and so I'm like, well, there's a Dropbox here. Let me go to it. I'm like, holy crap, there are 8 pages in here.
Yeah, we're getting through it now.
Yeah, so yeah, and they look great too, Pete.
Oh, thanks.
Fantastic.
Everyone
Yeah.
likes them. Yeah.
Yeah. Very excited about that. And I'm thinking Barbara's iPad, Adelia's tablet. So last but not least is Sid Van Blue. Sid, tell everybody who you are.
Hi, well, I'm Sid Van Blue, and currently I'm a full-on illustrator, but currently I am Trump's colorist, and I'm going full-on, but today I'm taking a break from it, and I'm sketching something that I hope you like it, Ronald, because I feel like drawing the Jack of Hearts, so that's what I'm drawing right now, if you want me to hook that up.
Cool.
Later.
Yep.
So that's it.
Sweet. And yeah, and the pages are looking fantastic, by the way. All the comments that because I started kind of teasing the images out here on the Silverline Facebook page, and lots of comments coming back that they're looking really, really good. I'll post one on like an indie comics Facebook group, and someone will say, tell me about this project. This looks really good. And so that's
awesome.
yeah, that's good. That's good to hear. Now, Sid's not joining us quite from across the pond, but maybe
from below the continent.
Yeah, maybe it's definitely on another continent. Sid, where are you joining us from?
I am right now at home in Chile.
Chile.
Yeah, it just started moving on into slowly opening up things, but let's say I've been in this house for the last month, 2 months.
Yeah,
we have fine. I'm not an outside person. So it's fine.
Yeah, we have to open up the curtains to remind ourselves that the sun is shining outside.
Oh, and it's finally shining because winter's starting to change into spring now, so it feels so nice. Yeah.
That's right. I always forget. It's like we have the different seasons.
Mirrored.
That messes me up.
It's all backward down there, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just we're sweating like. They're like, Ugh.
I've got 2 fans on it.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. I'm not looking forward for summer here. It's always been worse. It's too dry.
It's always raining and cold in England, right, Peter? I mean, they have one season, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Well, they have 2 seasons. A lot of rain and just way too much rain.
I wanted to disagree with you, but it has rained so much the last few days.
Wisconsin has 2 seasons: ice and mosquitoes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll give her that.
No.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's just hot down here in Florida. I mean, it's just we have hot and not quite as hot.
Not quite as hot.
Yeah. We do have a winter. It lasts for all of about 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you sleep too long, then you're gonna miss it. That's the problem with our winters. Yeah. And I did not know this thing existed until I moved down here. And I will tell you what happened. So when I first came down here, I had a hotel room looking around for a place to stay. And there was a little townhome right near the university. I thought, oh, well, I came down here about a year and a half before the family moved down here because my daughter was still in school and we wanted to keep the family up there and let her graduate. So I commuted from Mississippi for a year and a half. Yes, that's a long commute and a long story. I'll tell you about it some other time. But for a year and a half, I did that. So I needed a place to stay when I was here. And so this little condo townhome was right by the university. And when I'm looking around, I'm just kind of looking around the outside of it, and I saw water pipes, and I'm like, hey, dude, isn't that like a problem there? Don't you have a problem? He looked at me and kind of laughed. He said, "You're not from around here, are you?" And I'm like, "Hey, I'm from Mississippi. I'm supposed to say that, right?" And he said, "We're below the freeze line." And I said, "What the heck's a freeze line?" And he said, "You know what the equator is?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You know all those lines that go around the globe?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, there's a point on the globe where if you get south of it, things don't freeze." Yep. I'm like, "What? No way, dude. That's not right." Sure enough, the freeze line is in Gainesville, Florida, which is about 2 hours north of me. So south of Gainesville in Florida is all below the freeze line. So that doesn't mean it never, ever freezes down here, right? Never. But in general, it just doesn't freeze here. And I've been here almost 9 years now, and it's never gotten below 32 degrees here. It's gotten in the upper 30s, but it's never gotten below 32 degrees.
So you guys are telling me that ice is still a miracle of science to you, to people in Florida?
It comes out of my freezer. Isn't that where you get ice?
Well, no, we have it
or
every
the grocery store.
We have ice store. We did have an ice
talking
storm up
about?
here. I will say that that was years ago, but we had it where it was like almost like half a foot of ice everywhere on the ground. It was kind of a freak thing, but yeah.
Okay, and I forgot him last week, and I'm not going to forget him this week. Behind the scenes, someone that you will not see or hear is my son Brett, who handles all of the production for us. When you see images pop up on the screen, that's Brett. We saw the countdown stuff happening before the stream. That's Brett. And so he's the behind the scene stream technician. So he's not even going to come on and say hello now, but he's the other member here, and we are thankful for Brett.
Thank you, Brett.
That's right. And occasionally he'll talk to us, and you might, if you see us respond to what seems like nothing, it's because Brett may be whispering in our ears and telling us something, but you can't hear him. I've decided that that's a dirty trick that he does sometimes to make it look like we're talking to ourselves. I mean, as comic book creators, we're already crazy enough, but suddenly we're talking to the voices in our head. That's actually my son. So, okay. So today we're talking about casting. I forgot one thing before we go on.
Oh.
Please make sure you like and share and favor and heart and thumbs up and all of the different medium things that you can do, because we're on Facebook. We're live on Facebook, which is where most of you are. We're live on YouTube, and we're live on Twitter. Twitch. Live on Twitch. And we've got a merch store. So get on over the merch store, pick out something that you want to. So you might can get you a t-shirt. There's a cool license plate, which really I want to get and put it on my vehicle that says "Make Mine Silverline." But also, if you see something or if you know about something, you're like, hey, I would like to have this mug or this thing. Excuse me. Just let us know, and we'll put BJ, who is our merch source specialist, we'll put her on that, and we'll get that for you so that we can make that happen. That's the magic of that Silverline brings you. Thank you, Curtis. So tonight we are going to be talking about casting your characters. I think that's casting our cinematic universe is what the stream title is. And really this is just going to be us talking about who we would cast in our comics. So before we actually get there, I know that some of you grumbled a little bit on the stream. Talk about what was your reaction to the idea of this topic tonight?
I said, "Oh my God, you have to do homework."
Yeah, that's what that was the one I was thinking of in particular.
I actually did too.
Did you do your homework, Barbara?
I did. I spent a couple hours just researching actors and actresses.
Yeah, I had to try and figure out what the actual names of these actors were in these programs. And he looks good, but what's his name? I have to do that Google.
Yeah, that's me. Is I and
the guy who did that thing, that show.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of that. Like the guy did the show.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, for one thing, the one approach that I took was, for instance, when I was first thinking about Divinity, I was thinking about Chris Hemsworth for the hero, but he's too old now. So I took the approach as if I were casting this today,
right?
Not thinking of old actors like Humphrey Bogart or whatever would be great. You know, I'm thinking about if I were going to cast this show today, who would I pick? So it has to be age appropriate and appearance appropriate.
Right. Yeah. And we didn't put any restrictions on that. I noticed that I noticed that for the Wednesday group, they did some time travel stuff, and they're like, okay, well, I want to use a young this character and a young that. I'm like, well, except that you can't do that because they're not young anymore. They're 70 years old. And
I'm going to use Harrison Ford. Well,
right, yeah, not unless he's like an old dude, right? And Harrison Ford would be great, but can't play a young guy anymore. So I will tell you this: I cheated a little bit, and I brought in a movie expert. So if you've noticed, who's just popped up on the screen, my daughter, who we were just talking about a few minutes ago, Brittany Mann, has joined to help us out, help me out, because much like you guys, I am not really aware of a lot of the newer stuff. So if you saw John Metych, did anybody watch the Wednesday edition at all? No? John Metych went all PowerPoint on us.
He did. Very impressive.
It was impressive, yeah. His very presentation made me decide that when Silverline gets to go to, let's say, San Diego or something, John is going to be in charge of our presentations, because I'm like, that's really impressive. It was really, really, really good job. So, but I'm actually going to borrow. I'll start this off, right? I'm going to borrow a little something that John did. John, of course, John was doing Sniper and Rook. And one of the things he did, because Sniper and Rook has been around since the late 90s. So he said, here's who I would have casted in the late 90s. I think the next time was like mid 2000s. And then the next time was current time, right? So I'm going to start off by saying, I'm going to tell you who I would have cast when Cat and Mouse first started. I actually had some people in mind. And so when, Cat and Mouse was launched in the late 80s, I saw Cat as Nick Nolte, and I saw Mouse as Meg Ryan. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see that.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah. I was, probably we talked about this, and probably around the 6th or 7th issue, I actually started to visualize Nick Nolte and Meg Ryan as the characters as I wrote them. Now, of course, they weren't, and that never happened. But it's probably around that middle time that Cat and Mouse was actually optioned to Hollywood. So, we really started to think about what kind of characters we were going to have. Brett just says he was back. He stepped away for a moment. I talked all about you while you were gone, buddy. So, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. So that's who I would have cast in the late 80s into the early 90s. And
what about Demon? What about Demon in the 80s?
Here's the thing about Demon. A lot of people, when we were talking about it, I'd always come up with Ron Perlman, and I think it was because Ron Perlman did the Beast in Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. I don't know that that I would have cast Ron Perlman, and I don't know that I ever decided on someone that I absolutely loved for the character of Demon. And I think that might be because he's brown and furry, and I don't know anyone who's brown and furry. So it's a kind of thing that's like, well, I don't know, you're going to put a whole lot of makeup on someone anyway. So
I do think Ron Perlman would have been perfect.
Yeah. I think he's aged out of the character now. But yeah, I think Perlman would have certainly been in the late 80s, early 90s. Perlman would have been a good one. I don't know now. It's got to be someone. And I've thought about it some, but I that's one that still kind of stumps me. I don't know.
It seemed like you'd be looking more for a tone of voice, since I'm sure there'd be a lot of prosthetics to cover up his face and stuff. So it would be gesture and tone of voice. Yeah.
Right. And I don't know that I've studied any of the actors. Really the only actor, and Brittany and I talk about this some, really the only actor that I ever notice his gestures is Brad Pitt, and that's just because he's eating all the time. right?
He does.
Yeah,
You can go like that Baker and have the same guy, like 3 guys doing the same character at the same time.
yeah.
I don't know, just get the voice, the tall guy, and I don't know, something else.
Yeah.
Everything is
So yeah, I don't know. And you know, as a Southerner, one of the things I have a problem with, like I know there's a lot of people who really like Knives Out.
I watched that last night.
Yeah, I like. So here I have to have this disclaimer, okay? Generally, I like Daniel Craig as an actor. I think he, you know, I like him in the
James Bond.
Thank you. Into James Bond movies. I think he does a great job there. Generally, I like him, but I could not stand his Southern accent in Knives Out.
I love that movie. But
You're
right. He was kind of irritating.
Yes. And my problem was it was so bad, I couldn't get past how bad it was. Every time he spoke, I'm like, stop. Please just use your stupid British accent and we'll be fine, right? But Curtis is laughing. You just insulted Pete, dude.
As a Southerner, you took offense.
Yeah, it's just like it was so bad, and this is one of the problems I think that I have. One of the fears / problems I have in thinking about casting some of these things is because you know a lot of my stories are set in New Orleans, which is going to naturally come with Southern accents, and so I don't want a Daniel Craig kind of thing to happen. And so, Aaron, when you're talking about gestures and voices, I don't, there's no one I've ever heard that I went, that's what yeah. So that would require, you know, I think sitting down and listening to a lot of voices before I could make that decision. Okay. So then, moving on then. So probably 15 years ago, if I were to have cast them around 2005-ish, did any of you guys see Leverage? Ever watch the TV show Leverage?
One or two shows.
Yeah? Wow, gee, I expected you all to be familiar with that.
What is this magic moving box you speak of?
I saw 1 or 2 shows of it. I know the characters. I know what they look like.
So I don't even
maybe
remember
I know
their
a
names.
different title.
Christian Kane.
What's that?
Christian Kane.
Christian Kane. What's the other one?
That's him.
Okay, so Christian Kane is the actor. What's the girl's name?
Beth Risegraph or something.
Oh, anyway, so Leverage was a show about some bad people making good things happen. They were using their skills to make good things happen, and they had basically they had the muscle, which is Christian Kane, who had kind of long blonde hair, and you know in the cat and mouse of the late 80s and early 90s, he had the mullet, right? Because that was the style at the time. All Marvel characters had mullets in the late 80s and early 90s. Someone posted a drawing of Superman from then. Superman was really rocking a mullet.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so Christian Kane kind of has long blonde hair. I mean, kind of shoulder length long blonde hair. And then the female character, she was incredibly agile. And when I saw them, I'm like, man, they would make a great cat and mouse. You guys should look that up. Leverage, pretty good show too. I forget the main character's name.
Timothy Hutton.
Yeah, Timothy Hutton. And he was kind of the chief guy. So Brittany and I talked about this coming back from she went to the convention with me. Talked about this coming back from the convention. So Brittany, who did we say were our primary candidates for cat and mouse if we were to do this right now?
Cat, we talked about Alex Pettifer, who was in I Am 4 or I Am Number 4 or something.
Okay.
Or Lucas Till.
I see Adelia nodding her head, yeah.
Lucas Till, who was in X-Men. He played.
Isn't he MacGyver?
He
oh,
played
really?
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he has like the blonde hair, nice bone structure. And then for Mouse, we talked about kind of a look and feel of like Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
But like Shay Mitchell or like Jenna Ortega, who's like a younger Latina actress.
Yeah. And neither one of them were very well known.
No, neither of them are well known.
But one of them had a look that I'm like, yeah, that would be good right there.
That was probably Zoe Kravitz with the short hair, and she's
no, because we started with Zoe Kravitz, and then you actually went to a couple of others.
Well, there's Jenna Ortega, where it's like
her. Yeah. Oh, look, visuals. We have visuals for this one.
Who else did we talk about?
We did talk about Kanoich. Hey, Curtis, you'll like this one.
Yes, I don't remember her name.
I don't know the actress's name. Okay, so have you all seen Iron Fist?
Oh, Jessica Henwick.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, she was also in Game of Thrones for a little bit, too.
Oh, really? You know who I'm talking about from, you guys, the rest of you know?
She played Colleen Wing. Right?
She played, Colleen Wing, yeah. I thought she did a great, I thought she was okay, I'm not going to try to badmouth it too much, but if you saw Iron Fist, right, she was the, Curtis, that's the way I feel. She was the highlight of the show, though. I mean, I wanted him to go away. And I wanted her to stay on because she was really good in that show. But I just thought, man, she's got the look, she's got the moves. You know, she would make a great Kanoich for Cat and Mouse, I think.
Oh, Widowmaker. I have Rudy Mara down for Widowmaker.
Rudy Mara. Okay,
Rudy Mara. That's a good. I like that.
She was the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And she was also in Sherlock Holmes as the gypsy girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Prometheus, right? In the Prometheus alien movie, she was in that too.
I think she'd make a great Widowmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're talking about the original trilogy of the Dragon Tattoo, the one that was, I think it was Sweden or whatever. To me, that was the only good trilogy. I tried to watch some of the Americans, and I was like, But the foreign Dragon, the girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy, that was amazing.
No, I think
Numi is a great actress. She's the girl with the dragon tattoo in that one. Numi Rapace? I'm gonna say her name totally wrong.
Naomi Rapace.
Yeah,
Naomi,
yeah.
I think she'd make a great Widowmaker. I had Cody Christensen down for Brett.
See, I gotta go look some of these people up.
I like that.
Cody Christensen.
Christian.
Christian.
Cody Christian.
Oh, okay.
He did the All-American TV series, and he was on Teen Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He's younger too. I think he's my age.
Sound about like me.
Well, Brett's supposed to be just out of.
Like 18.
Yes. Yeah, he's supposed to be 18.
And
he could be a good Brett. Yeah.
And I picked a really young gal for Bobby. I picked Olivia Rodriguez from High School Musical.
Oh yeah, I know her. Finally, name I know.
Cool. Yeah.
I remember seeing her in Mystery Island or something, and for example, all the scenes where I'd like, you need to jump, you need to run. She would just sprint over there. It was pretty cool to see.
She's from the new High School Musical, yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, cool.
I just assumed that everything went to The Rock and he got to do everything.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He's in everything, so I figured, he would do it. It'd be good. Whatever the role is.
Why not?
Or Jason
the roles, actually. Just cast him for everything.
Now,
male and female roles. He will do a great job.
Yeah. Who did you say there, Pete? Jason?
Him or Jason Momoa. They get all the roles at the moment. So they get first choice, first dibs.
I thought you actually said Jason Statham.
Smile.
Or Jason Statham. I'm a big fan of Jason Statham. I was going to watch the Meg. I'm going to watch the Meg tomorrow, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
They should make Jason Statham Wolverine. I don't know why it just popped in my head, but just his ferocity, he actually might do pretty good at that.
Or you know who I'd like to see as Wolverine? Believe it or not, Scott Conn. He's
Oh,
built
yeah.
like a brick, you know what house, and he's short. It's only like 5'5". He'd be a perfect.
I like short Wolverine.
He was in he was one of the names I mentioned, Pete, in the
That's who I based
yes.
Is it Pistol?
Yes.
Pistol on. Yeah, Pistol's based on Scott Conn. That's right.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because of the two guys, the two brothers from
Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11, yeah.
Yeah.
So who did we end up coming up with, Brittany, for Widowmaker?
Well,
we went a little older.
We potentially said Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes, Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah. Brittany first said that, and I kind of went.
And Kate Blanchett.
And I kind of went, because I'm thinking, Hunger Games. And then she popped up a picture, and I'm like, I could see that. I could see that.
It was a picture from Red Sparrow where she was like an assassin.
I like Kate Blanchett. That's a good idea.
I love her so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she could be a good Widowmaker. Yeah. So Dean actually, when he started this volume of Cat and Mouse, Dean, I know I heard Alex talk about that he doesn't really like to use like actors as kind of model go-tos. Dean actually did, and he used a young Tom Cruise, and then a young Tom Cruise for Brett, for Cat, and then a young Jessica Alba for Mouse. So, and I wasn't.
His Brett really did look like Tom Cruise.
There are panels that you go, man, that looks just like Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Is there an old Jessica Alba? Because she doesn't seem to have aged a great deal.
I know, and it's wonderful, isn't it?
Yes,
I think I was never really, when Dean mentioned it, I'm like, I don't really see it, but okay. It was one of these things. I'm like, okay, I'm okay with it. But when he said the young Jessica Alba, and I went and looked at some pictures of her, I'm like, yeah, that really works for me. So yeah, she had very much had the look of what I envisioned for like a young Bobby. Okay. Enough for this one. Let's move on to something else. Brittany, you are welcome to go. Thank you for coming to be my my film expert to help me with the cast here of Cat and Mouse.
Anytime.
Yeah, we spent probably it was about an hour drive from the show to here, and we probably spent the better part of 45 minutes talking about this stuff.
He definitely has the inside scoop, so.
Yes, she does.
I probably know way too much more than I should.
Well, thank you for helping me.
Love you.
Because I didn't have to do so much homework as everybody else. I love you too.
Cheat.
Pulled out, busted.
That's right. Okay, I like your shirt, by the way, Brittany.
Thank you. Make mine Silverline.
That's right. Okay, so who wants to go next? Barb, you might as well. Since you did your homework.
I did.
I know you were one of these students who always did your homework. Probably sat in the very front seat in the class. No, but you did your homework though, right?
Yes, I did. I actually looked up Cat and Mouse, Twilight Grim, and Divinity. So we'll talk about Twilight Grim later. I'll go for Divinity right now.
Well, let's start with Divinity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, originally when I had the concept of Divinity, I had thought about Chris Hemsworth as Zach, the older brother. But Zach's 26, so Chris has kind of aged out of that now. So like Brittany before, I like Alex Pettyfer for Alex, or for Zach. I think he's got the look, he's got the build. I think he'd make a great Zach. Olivia.
I find it funny that you mentioned the same name that Brittany did.
Yeah, he's a good looking guy. Olivia,
Thumbs up from both Brittany and Sid.
Yeah. Olivia is kind of a melting pot of, she has no definite ethnicity. So she's kind of all over the place. Heinz 57, but I thought that Adria Arjona would perfectly fit that role. She looks strong. She's beautiful. I think she'd be a real kick-ass Olivia. And for Vinny, there is this young girl. Her name is Ella Simone Taboo. She was the young Judy on Lost in Space.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think she'd be perfect for Vinny. And our bad guy, the Enforcer, is actually based on a regular actor who I'm friends with on Twitter, and that's Anthony Stark. He's been in, oh God, tons and tons of show. I first watched him back on the TV show Magnificent Seven back in the early 2000s. And I've kind of based the looks of the Enforcer on him. And he's aware of it too. So I can't back out of the deal now.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. It's funny that you mentioned Lost in Space, because I can't remember the girl's name, but she was just a slightly older girl, is who I kind of envisioned for Vinny. Of course, maybe the older sister.
Yeah.
Who's the doctor?
Judy. Yeah, this is Vinny is only 11, so I actually went for the younger version of Judy.
Yeah, because I think this other girl's supposed to be about 17, 18.
Right. So Ella is actually 11. That's her real age.
Yeah.
So she played the young flashbacks in the flashbacks on Lost in Space. She played the young Judy.
Gotcha.
Be perfect.
Cool.
So those are my picks.
Anybody have any additional thoughts for Divinity?
Anybody?
I did have one for the Divinity girl. There was, I'm trying to, when she was talking, I was trying to remember the show. There was a show on Netflix about these kids living in like the Compton, South Central LA. It's a TV series and I can't think of it, but there was this girl in there.
Snowfall?
What?
Snowfall or no?
No, I can't remember. It's this. It's gonna drive me nuts. Anyway, there was this girl that looked like she was from Latin origins, but I thought she'd be good for Divinity. And of course, I watch 3 episodes, and like most of my TV, I'm like, even when I'm on the television channel, I'm like, what was the name of that show I was watching?
Yeah.
Well, I'm like looking for the picture because I can't remember the name, and this is the same one. If I remember it, I'll blurt it out in the middle of the stream.
Yeah.
I liked Adria Arjona for Olivia because she's not a waif, and Olivia is not, a slender little waif. She's a Marine.
Yeah. Who did you like for Olivia?
Adria Arjona. I don't know if that's I've got the right pronunciation. It's Aeria. Huh? Arjona?
The last name is Arjona.
Oh,
the
thank
J
you.
is like a
thank you. H. It's Arjona. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the right pronunciation. I read it, so of course I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I didn't want a slender waif because she's got to be able to pack a punch.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Who else?
Anybody have any ideas for Divinity?
Nobody?
Nobody did their homework.
Everybody hiding from teacher's questions.
For Zach, I had kind of pictured, and I don't know his name, so y'all gonna have to roll with me here, because I saw he's older than what we know him as. But you remember the annoying little kid in the Chronicles of Narnia movies, the annoying cousin?
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and he's been in a lot of movies lately. And
Yeah,
the Black Mirror movie, Bandersnatch.
Because he's actually buffed up a little bit, and I kind of because I'm trying to think of the younger ones. I kind of envisioned him as a possibility for Zach.
I could see that. I could totally.
Yeah.
I have to look him up.
Will Poulter.
Will Poulter.
All right, now I gotta look that up. So.
His name in the movie, I think, was Eustace.
Eustace, that's it. Yeah, Will Poulter. Yeah, Google him real quick. He does not look like he did in those movies.
Oh yeah. All right.
Because he was annoying, kind of annoying brat in those movies, and he's kind of grown up a little bit.
He's a good actor too, really good actor.
Yeah.
Maybe he can play an annoying kid and then be like a whole different thing.
The Google
is acting there.
Okay, so I did find her. The show is called On My Block, and the actor I'm thinking of, her name is Sierra Capri. Her first name is Seierra, and then Capri, Capri. The way she looks in that show was, that's how I thought of Divinity. For some reason, I flicked on this lady's image. She's more Latin, but the hair and everything, I thought like that would be a cool Divinity. And she's about the right age. She's going into high school.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I think it's fun. I think it's more difficult to find the younger actors like a Vinny,
is.
Yeah. Because number one, by the time we find them, they're in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they grow up so fast.
Yeah. I think it's probably harder. I would imagine, anyways, harder to cast for a younger character like that.
That's why I liked Ella, because she was exactly 11 years old. She is right now, and that's like, whoa! Couldn't ask for better.
Well, it's kind of like the Harry Potter characters. We kind of grew up with as the Harry Potter characters grew up.
Yeah,
they kind of grew up with the movies,
and the books. Yeah,
and the books. We saw them literally grow up in the movies.
Yeah, they aged, and the books aged them as well, so it was perfect. Who's gonna do their book next?
Let's go next.
I could do Friar Rush.
All right.
That was my book.
Cool.
I had a few. The person I kept thinking that kept jumping in my head immediately when you brought this up in the last week was Friar Rush. For some odd reason, I just see Christopher Lloyd. He's way too. He is way too old for it now, I think. Yeah. But just that look. And the other one I think could pull it off, and he's getting up there, and he might do a good job. Be William Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe is actually
just get that mean face.
Yeah.
I even thought about Nicolas Cage just because he might be a stretch. I can see Nicolas Cage maybe as Jake a little more.
Yeah.
He got the ban on the Wednesday WHAM show. They said Nicolas Cage was not.
That was funny,
because he's in everything. Poor guy.
Yeah,
he's such a goof, though. He's such a goof.
He is. Yeah.
I love the story that he loves Ghost Rider, and he has this huge tattoo of Ghost Rider on him. But when he played for the movie, they had to cover it up.
Yeah.
Well, Nicolas Cage is a huge comic book fan.
Yeah, he is.
That I know.
It's from Luke Cage, right? Because his real last name is Coppola. He's Francis Ford Coppola's nephew.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I know that his name is not the real one. Yeah. But I knew.
Nice.
Oh.
So his grandfather is Francis Ford Coppola?
No, his uncle, I think.
His uncle.
Uncle, yeah.
Wow.
Also, get out of the shadow, he changed.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and he loves.
I love his role in Key-Cast. I love his
Yeah.
role in Key-Cast.
Yeah. I don't know.
Bit of an Elvis fanatic too.
I'm sorry, Aaron. I don't mean to.
No, that's fine. No.
I don't know what he could possibly play, but I would love to find a role somewhere, somehow, some way for Keanu Reeves.
That I could see him. If he was younger, he could play Jake. I'm trying to think of any other. Jake, I actually thought of either Chris Pine.
Yeah.
It's a scruffy or Brenner.
Favorite Chris.
The guy who played Hawkeye. I'm already blanking his name.
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah. For Seraph, I was thinking of a girl named Emily Browning. She was the baby doll in the movie Sucker Punch.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's
That's pretty
got
cool.
that kick-ass look. The other one I was thinking, just because I'm going on a look, was one of the Doctor's companion. Her name is Jenna Lewis Coleman. She played one of the companions. I think she plays.
played Clara Oswald in Doctor Who.
Yeah, Clara. She's. I think is she in The Crown? Was it? Did she play?
She was in The Crown. She was in the first season
yes.
of The Crown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she has that sort of look that I can see working for them. But Emily Browning was my first choice, just the way she acted in. Because if Sarah starts doing like action scenes, I'm like, yeah, Emily Browning can do that because she did that in Sucker Punch. So yeah, that'd be. So.
I really like that movie.
So, yeah, Jake was one of those ones. I was he's in his late 20s, I would assume. Sarah, I just assume she's in her early 20s. That's what I got from that character.
Yeah,
I remember right. But I remember, like, I mean, the Friar. I mean, well, since he's basically, almost ageless. I mean, in the book, I think he's supposed to be older, but he's not technically human per se. So, I mean, you could have anyone play him.
Which is why I think Willem Dafoe works for him.
Yeah. Just get that, especially the way he did like the Green Goblin and Spider-Man movie with like the fro. I think he could do some really good.
You know who I kind of thought of for Seraph?
Who?
I'm probably gonna say her name wrong, but Chloe Moretz. Chloe
Grace Moretz.
Moretz, yeah.
I don't think I know her.
She's she was the girl from Kick-Ass.
Hit Girl.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Hit Girl,
I can see her.
Hey, Hit Girl, thank you. I was sitting there going, I know who it is, but I can't think of her.
Yeah, I can see her.
Yeah,
that would totally work. Because I'm almost thinking of somebody that has more of a like. I kind of drew her as more of like a square face, an elongated face. So I was looking for actors, females that have more of like.
And I think Chloe, I think her face is kind of more round.
Round, but I think it would work.
Not quite square. Yeah, yeah.
And
but
she can fight too, obviously. From the movies. Yeah, I could see her. Yeah, because I almost got like it almost seemed like Seraph is pretty, but she's not like super pretty. Right. She's more like a scrapper. That's what I got out of that character. Yeah.
So hold on. I just took a peek at our stream here. Okay, good. So I was gonna say who's Arton on the stream?
Sid. Want me to zoom out?
No.
It's working. On
cool.
Of hearts. I'm just making a little cleanup.
Hey, you want to scroll out, scan out, scroll out, whatever? So let us see the
yeah, I just zoomed out, but there's a little delay in the stream, I think.
Okay. All right, good. Yeah, there is a delay, but if you did that, it's all good.
I'm really happy with how it's coming out. So hopefully you like it too.
All I can see right now is an eyeball and some hair. So
yeah, I'm rendering the hair a little bit. The more I work on the comic book, the more I like the character. So
cool. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. I brought it up again. I have to say this because you guys know I have to say this. It's like the title. It's an untimely title, right?
I know, right?
I love the title, right? But it's just untimely. And so I find that I have to explain myself. And, of course, if you see me here, I keep this at my desk here for our streams so that when somebody says something, I can go, no, look, it's Trump's is about playing cards, right?
When I remember when I joined the group for the first time and I had to ask because I was super nervous. I had to ask, hey, so what does the title stand for? I don't speak English. I'm not sure. I'm kind of scared. I don't want to put myself in that position.
Yeah. And
the book is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you say the name, so once you see the book, obviously it's nothing to do with the other.
Yeah, but this is one of the discussions we kind of had early on. It's like, okay, because of the title, do we want to consider changing it? And my thing is, sometimes you got to do it, right? But I'm thinking, no, because the title is perfect for what the story is. It's like, no, we're gonna change it. And so we're like, okay, well, if somebody goes to it thinking, okay, so I'm going to do two versions here. If somebody says, oh, this sounds horrible, I got to go see what it is so I can yell and scream. And then they get there and they're like, oh, this is not that at all. Hopefully they'll see the art and go, wow, this looks pretty good. Or
Hey.
the second scenario, if somebody goes, yeah, woohoo, build the wall, let's go see. Oh wait, that's not what this is about at all. Oh, but this artwork looks really good, So I don't think that I can't see a negative to it, because hopefully, just on the name alone, if people aren't already aware of it, that will draw some eyeballs. And once they get there, like you said, Aaron, I think once they get there, they're going to see it's pretty self-explanatory.
There's nothing to do.
No.
So how many issues? It's 3 issues.
Well, so this is we're doing this in a little differently. It's 4 issues, but we're doing them in book 1 and book 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this Kickstarter is going to be for book 1, which is actually 2 issues long.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I got. Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? We're here's part of the thought, and we're chasing a rabbit now. Part of the thought was, we are beginning to get so many, and this is a good thing to do. So don't take this as me complaining. We're beginning to get so many books in here that kickstarting becomes a premium. The time slots become a premium because we got to get these books kickstarted and get them out there. So it's like, what can we do? It's like, okay, well, we can take something like Trump's and make it book 1 and book 2. It means we've got to got to invest more time into it before we actually get to the Kickstarter. And it means the Kickstarter books are actually, twice as long. 48 pages instead of or 44 pages instead of 22 pages, so we'll see how the Kickstarter goes. Ask me in October what I think about it because I can't tell you yet. You're right.
So be basically about the same, because I got the Divinity, the flip book with Grimm. So it'll be about that thick, but it won't be a flip book. It'll be just one solid story.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I've been talking with Tommy about. Some, because he handles all the printing. I'm like, well, if we do this one as a flip book, also, well, now we're talking about 40, 60 pages, which you almost need a spine for that. So I don't know that that's going to lend itself to a flip book thing. Part of the reason I like the flip book is that we can offer the one thing and kind of how can I say this? It kind of pushes fans to support one of them instead of only just one. I'm sorry, they support both of them instead of only, well, I'm only going to get that one, right? This way we offer them 2 books for the same thing, and it becomes the reward. So yeah, we're still kind of talking about whether we're going to try to do a flip for 60 some odd pages, which may just be undoable, or undoable, not undoable, untenable. So anyway, something. All right. Let's rolling back around to the casting here. Who else, Aaron? Who else were you thinking about?
I was thinking, because you had the 3 main characters. The Mantis guy, he shows up very briefly.
Yeah.
And I wasn't quite, I don't know why I kept thinking Fabio. Maybe it was the way he drew his hair. That's what we need. We need Fabio in there, right?
Yeah.
I love to see him that.
I mean, there's nothing better than Fabio getting out fighting demons. That might be a win-win for everyone.
Or not Fabio. Crap. The guy who played Nick Fury in the 80s.
Yes, Hasselhoff, David Hasselhoff.
Nice.
The Hoff.
Nice.
Oh my God!
I could see that.
Jesus. Last time I saw him was in a SpongeBob movie.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? Yeah.
I was always amazed how tall that guy was. I mean, I was watching TV that night. Some channel was showing reruns of Knight Rider, and I'm watching that. And I'm like, that guy's got to be way over 6 foot. I mean, he towers over everybody in that show. I mean, he was a tall guy. I'm like, maybe he played basketball. I don't know. But it was
I don't know either.
Yeah, he was really tall. Like Tom Selleck, he was super tall too. I could almost see Tom Selleck maybe doing again. A lot of my actors and stuff are from the 80s. That's usually the shows I'm watching. So the newer stuff, I'd have to research a little more. Those are the only characters I can think of that were the main characters. I mean, we have some cameos from like other monks here and there that can be extras, but I can't think of any of the main characters in Fire Rush right now that would pop into my head.
Yeah.
There was one guy that he tries to seduce on the stage at the end, but I'd have to go back and look at that. I wonder who would play that kid, like the computer kid that the Friar was working for. I always picture that kid as blonde.
Yeah.
With the glasses. I can see some like I could see a kid playing that. Did you guys ever seen the movie Dread? The Judge Dredd movie.
Yeah.
Okay. The kid who had like his eyes actually gouged out and had robotic eyes. Do you remember this kid? He was the one that was so nervous that the lady boss was always threatening him because he was computers. He, I think, would do a pretty good job. And that's the only movie I think I've seen that kid in. And I feel bad. I'm sure they're all watching this like, you haven't heard of me? You guys?
Yeah. Yeah. I've worked so hard in all my movies.
I know.
All right. Well, as it always happens, the time flies here. So it's 10 o'clock. Brett, do you have our review queued up? Okay. So we're going to take a minute and we're going to listen to Wayne Hall as he gives us our independent comic review. Unfortunately, I can't remember which one he's reviewing this week. Can you tell me, Brett? I didn't title it. Okay, so I forgot to title the file. So we're going to go to Wayne Hall and Wayne's comic podcast as he reviews an independent book, and then we'll rejoin you here in a moment.
Hi, it's Wayne Hall back again with indie comics you can order through your comic shop. And this week I want to talk about one that's a little different. It's called Exilium, and there's a couple of things that are different about it. There's a Kickstarter going on for the second volume of it right now. It's written by Ben Slayback, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I'm trying to get him on my podcast. Exilium is science fiction versus sci-fi. Sci-fi tends to be a little lighter, more Star Wars-y, while science fiction tends to be more Star Trek. And it says on the back, let me read you the description real quick. For mankind, a better tomorrow. On the run from a superior force, an advanced alien race settles on Earth, deeply dividing humanity. Unknowingly leading their brutal oppressors straight to the planet, the new inhabitants struggle to mount an effective defense. As the fate of the Earth hangs in the balance, resistance fighters Nia, Ken, and Trau, there's an apostrophe in there, so I think it's True instead of True, are tasked with a desperate mission to seek the help of the mysterious and shadowy group known only as the Exilium. Mr. Slayback, every chapter in this book, which was in individual issues from Alterna, has Latin, or at least Latin sounding words as the beginning. And so trying to find one real quick. There's like Veneris Meridianus, which is Friday afternoon, apparently. And so there are several chapters in it. There, as you can tell, the group is 2 humans and an alien who looks very much like the Area 51 aliens. And this is a book that comes out from Alterna. Alterna is an interesting situation because they usually print books on newsprint. And what's happening is Alterna was the first company to pull out a diamond recently. DC has since come out as well, and they've got different publishers going their way as well. But these guys are largely through their website and through their company themselves. And you can still find these in stores. I know that for a fact. I've seen a couple of them in stores. But the Kickstarter right now going on is Exilium, and it's like Season 2 or Volume 2, Series 2, something like that. Look for that. Look for this word, Exilium. And it's going now until like the end of the month. So I highly encourage you to support them. I have already. And I got this from Alterna. Their individual books are, like I said, are newsprint. The trades are on glossy paper, though, which I really like. And this is a very science fiction story. The Earth is in trouble. an alien race has come, and like it says, when they land on the planet, the fact that they're there actually makes humanity, at least some of us, unhappy, while other ones welcome them. And so there's a group that they're trying to contact called the Exilium. This trio goes out into space looking for them. And all kinds of craziness happens. There's interpersonal conflicts amongst the humans. Of course, we're humans after all. And there's a lot of fascinating things. The alien, who I like, he's actually one of my favorites in this book. I like the way that he looks and the way that he functions. This is the alien race that came to the Earth and divided humanity, basically, because we're not used to other planetary aliens, which is a sort of, this is kind of a commentary on what we're going through now on some levels. This book is one of those great science fiction books because it does discuss a lot of different subjects going on right now. Like I said, what makes somebody an inhabitant of Earth kind of stuff. And there's a big surprise as to who the Exilium are when we get towards the end of the book. So all kinds of really interesting things. It's $16.95. If your store doesn't have it, I don't think they're going to be able to order it through Diamond. I think they're going to have to go through their Alterna website. I think it's Alterna. It's either Alterna.com or AlternaComics.com. And I would highly recommend you do that. Like I said, there's a second season coming out right now, or series, whatever they want to call it. And it's on Kickstarter. Slayback's last name is Slabak, and however he pronounces it correct, not me. I've never heard it. We need pronunciation guides in these books to tell us how to do it. The art is really good. I really like it. There's a case of the alien looking out into something out in space. And I think the art's really great. And the art is done by Solomon Farias, and I'm sure I'm butchering that too. It's a very solid look to it. It's a very almost superheroic look to the artwork. But I love the outer space stuff. I love the interpersonal reactions and interactions, what's going on. I love the fact that they have to go out into space to find some help. And it's unexpected what you find out there, I have to say. And we get to see the aliens of different races, or well, the aliens and the Earth people of different races trying to interact with everything. And I won't show you the last couple pages because it's a big reveal. But there's so many interesting things going on in this book. The characters have interesting things going on. The alien race has some interesting dynamics happening. And, of course, the Exilium themselves are something to deal with as we go through. But there's all kinds of space battles going on. You get to see outer space groups that we run into. Just love the way that this book handles all that stuff. Like I said, very science fiction. And Ben often has other books. He's got, if you go to the back, the last page of the book, we'll get to see other books he's done. He's done some historical books like 1566 AD, The Map Maker, which is scheduled to come out from Scout Comics before too long. The Fisherman Trail is a big one. If you go to the Kickstarter, one of the things you can get to on one of the levels is you can get PDFs of all his different books. And you won't be able to see them too well, but that's on there. You get to see this. He's very prolific. He's been writing since like 2013 or thereabouts. And I really like his stuff. The Map Maker I really like, which is, like I said, it's coming out from Scout, and I think that's a great one. This one, though, I've read where he thinks this is his favorite one of it. And, you know, I have to agree. I like this one the best so far of all the stuff of his that I've read. Again, if you have to go to the website, I highly encourage it. These guys used to be in stores, but now that they're not, you still can find them through a store can order it. Like, go to the website and order it. But it's going to be something that you'll have to work out with the store. You may want to go directly to them. But these guys used to be in stores, but now we'll see. So let's quickly get to the grading system. Writing, I would have to give this a very strong A. Very powerful writing, very great characterization, interesting story, plot twists, the big story, what's going on is a big revelation. I like that. Art is also an A. I think this is a very science fiction oriented artwork, so I really like it. Lettering, I'm always fussy with lettering. I give it a B. There's sometimes when I think the lettering actually covers up something it really shouldn't, so on that. Literary grade, I have to give this an A. This is one of those Star Trek-like stories that 10 years from now you can read and it'll still be really, really good. I think it's just going to last. The fun factor, there's some humor going on. It's not the main part. The characters are very human. Even the aliens have their funny lines on occasion. So I would give the fun factor a C. I don't know if anybody wants to read this for fun. I think this is more of a Danger, Will Robinson kind of story, which I really like. So it's good. The overall grade, I would still give this an A. Because, like I said, if you're a science fiction guy like I am, you are going to love this book. It's going to really grip you. Again, I have to highly encourage you. It's till the end of the month. Exilium, that's the word. Look that word up and you'll find it out there on Kickstarter. Ben Slayback, again, Slabak. Very literary, very science fiction. Lots of interesting things going on in this book. It's how they cram all this into this one book, I don't know. But I have to tell you, it's definitely worth your time if you're a science fiction guy like I am. Look for that on Kickstarter. I would highly recommend you support it. I think it's already met its goal, but there are stretch goals coming. You can, like I said, one level gives you everything in PDF he's ever done that I can tell. And so there's also an action figure of this guy here, the alien guy, that you can order too. So again, it's Exilium, and I highly recommend it. Look for this coming in Kickstarter. I bet you it's going to be in stores before long. If you can't get it through there, he's got a website for it. I think it's exiliumcomic.com. So be sure to get this book, though, especially if you're a science fiction guy like I am. And until next time, keep reading your comics.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Thank you, Wayne Hall, for that indie comic review. And I always think it's funny the way Wayne says, and we're going to do the grading here as Roland wants. And so, yeah, one of the things when we started this, the indie comic reviews, I didn't want it to just be like a book report where people came on and said, here's what happens in this. You should go like it, right? I wanted to actually try to assign some markers to it so that we have, the writing, he's going to give a grade to that. The story, the artwork gives a grade to that. And so that's kind of why he assigns grades to all of those. So I appreciate Wayne doing that. Okay, so we're going to jump back into casting our characters. And I actually have, I apologize because I did not have my chat on earlier. And so because to be honest with you, I just flat forgot all about it because I'm still a little bit tired. And so it's open now. So if you're out there and you're chiming in, I do apologize. I wasn't ignoring you. Well, I kind of was, but it was unintentional. So please feel free to chime back in on the chats because I got it open again and I can see it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is Delia's going to jump in. We talked about she's working on the new project called The Rejects. So Delia, talk to us about your casting ideas for The Rejects.
Oh, okay. Well, I just had one that really screamed out to me because I really love the character, but this character, Dark Joan. And I thought,
can you pull her up on since it's a new book? Do you have her handy? Can you pull her up on your your tablet there?
Not on my tablet. I don't.
Okay.
Think. She's on my computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should have said something earlier. I apologize.
No, it's okay. Yeah, she's on my computer. So I really like this one actor named Bex Taylor Klaus, who was in Arrow. And I don't know, I think that they'd be an amazing fit. Yeah, even with like the bangs hair swoopy thing.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know if you guys can share it, but I put it up in the thing. And then the other one that I was thinking about was actually from Marauder, which as he's a little old apparently, but Josh Holloway for Kirk. So yeah.
Who? Oh, Josh Holloway for Kirk Connell. Yeah. You know what? So, that actually might work. I thought you were suggesting him for because we talked a little bit about this while we were off. I thought you were talking about him for Brett.
No, Oh, Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk Connell. Yeah, he is a I can't remember exactly. He is an older character though, but I want to say he's still probably 30s.
Yeah.
Early 30s.
Yeah.
I say that to these Kubert graduates who are all like still young. They're like, that's not old, 30.
I hope it's not old.
No, I think that's actually a good call. I think he would be a great Kirk Connell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very cool. So Brittany has a friend who we were talking today. We were talking about rejects. He's 6'6", and he's kind of very fit. Who I think would make a great buckshot.
Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't, he doesn't quite have the tick build, which Buckshot kind of has in the comic book. So this guy, but he's tall and he's very fit. So we could probably get some prosthetics to kind of buff him up a little bit tickish wise.
I saw him and I was thinking of The Rock, which we were talking about earlier.
That's it. I'm telling you.
I was like, The Rock is Buckshot right there.
That's right. That's what Just the Penciler said.
That's the way forward. I don't know why you need any other actor.
Yeah, if my son acted, you could use him. He's 6'4" and very, very built.
Yeah. Well, this guy is when I say it's her friend, he's an actor. His name is Josh Murray, and he's been in a lot of. I don't think he's been. Help me out, Brittany. I don't think he's been in anything big, but I think he's been in. He does a lot of stuff, but a lot of smaller works. He was what show was he on that he played the military guys?
To be honest,
I remember. Hold on. What was the
Wireless?
Huh?
Wire? No, not.
No.
I don't know.
What was the TV show about the electricity, the power all going off, and the United States breaks up into factions again?
Oh, that sounds really familiar. You're saying that it's not
Revolution?
the hundreds that come back from
Yeah, Revolution.
Yeah.
He played a military guy on one of those. I think he was with the bad dudes.
He was. I just added pictures of him in the Facebook chat.
On the stream chat?
On the I don't know, the Facebook message chat.
Oh yeah, that's just we can see that. No one can see that but us.
Can I add pictures to the
to the stream? So you can go to the stream. Don't be laughing at me, Kasisi.
Come on, he is big.
You can go to the stream.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, post a picture there.
Okay.
He is big. Holy
you talking about Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He would make a great.
Oh, yeah.
He's like 6'7", 6'6".
Oh, okay, yeah. He would make a great Buckshot, I think.
Yeah. He hasn't been in anything well known yet. He does a lot of independent stuff, enough to be his full-time job. But
and of course, we could cast Brittany as Divinity for the rejects, right? And put an apron on her and throw some flour.
For her was Evan Rachel Wood, but yeah, that works too.
I like Evan Rachel Wood. That's a good.
See all these names. I gotta go look up.
She's been in a lot, but the one that I'm thinking of was Across the Universe. She plays the lead in that.
Cool.
She's got that classic sort of 50s look, or she can pull off anyway.
Yeah. You know who another one who would might make a good Divinity is the girl who played Felicity Smoke in Arrow.
Yeah, she did it too.
Yeah.
I forget her name.
Was any other thoughts there, Delia?
I had one for Mr. C, but I can't remember his name for the life of me. And he might be too old at this point, but
no. That's for Mr. C. That would be okay. Yeah, because I think he's I didn't assign an age to him, but certainly, I mean, I saw him kind of as a Stan Lee, obviously.
Yeah.
And so he could certainly skew older.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. That's
Who am I
probably
thinking of?
not terribly obvious, Stanley, but
Oh.
Subtle.
Mhm.
yeah.
Wow. You didn't even leave people to guess it. You just said
well,
it.
and the other thing is, I've been playing with STEE, and he's gonna be smarter than everyone else.
Oh boy.
Okay.
One of those.
Barb, that was almost a groan.
It was a groan.
Maybe Danny DeVito could do him some justice, maybe.
I love the man.
It's almost as bad as Jarvis, just a rather very intelligent system.
Yeah. All right. So, are we ready for Curtis's presentation here?
Everybody dim the lights.
Yeah, that's right. Grab your popcorn, everybody.
I'd love to have some tea for that, but I don't. Where is it, Curtis? Where's my tea?
All right, Curtis, show us what you got.
All right, let's see. Okay, so I just did Kalis and Cat and Mouse for mine. So
I can see that.
Well, Jason Momoa.
Oh, that's DiCaprio.
Oh, that's DiCaprio. All right, it's hidden by part of my screen.
So I thought Leonardo DiCaprio as Scott Anders.
Wow.
Yeah, I could see that.
Sorry, can you go back? Because
I love her.
Specifically because he's played period roles and modern roles. He has that kind of gravitas, as they say in the industry. So I thought he would be really, really good. I feel he could fit in both timelines of Kalis.
Cool.
And then you kind of saw the next one. This is actually this actress I actually worked with for a couple of years on a film project doing concept art. So this is Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh, you worked with Michelle Rodriguez?
Yeah.
I have a friend who absolutely loves Michelle Rodriguez.
So cool.
She's so awesome.
That's
Name
perfect.
dropping.
That would be perfect.
Oh,
Perfect
yeah.
casting.
Let me pick up the name I dropped. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I thought she was kind of a good fit for the Major Castillo character. You know, of course, ethnically, but also kind of tough, rough around the edges character. So those were my picks for Kalis.
Cool.
And then
I'm liking it.
And then this is kind of odd, but these were actually I was picking for the new Cat and Mouse, and so I decided to pick. Actually, I was kind of basing them as a pair. So, and the age too. So I actually picked them. I believe his name is Joe Carey, and he was in Stranger Things. He played one of the characters in Stranger Things.
He's popular now.
I picked him as Brett. And then because of kind of the chemistry, I also picked. It's actually I didn't realize that Bobby has a Latin ancestry, but I picked Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter Maya Hawke, who was in the second season of Stranger Things with him. I really liked the way that they bounced off of each other. They kind of had the same age, and also she kind of had a little bit of kind of grit to her role. So I thought they would really kind of vibe well. So I kind of picked them as a pair.
Yeah.
And then this is
I could see Joe the Steve the Brett pretty well. I can see that. Yeah. That picture I don't think does him justice there.
No.
I think he looks kind of like he's been dropping acid.
That's what Cat
something.
looks like under his mask.
That's the dry out version. But I just kind of like the vibe that they had on that show, and I thought they could really bounce off of each other, and so that's kind of I picked those two. And then for Kunoichi, I picked, this is actually a Japanese pop star that I like named
that's
Miki Uchida.
perfect.
And she was a pop star in the 90s, and then she, she's also an actress. And recently I thought what was kind of cool is she did the voiceover in Ant-Man and the Wasp. She played the Wasp in the Japanese version, the voice of the Wasp.
Oh, that's cool.
I hear that.
Yeah. So there's photos of her and
Do you have a clip of her voice?
There actually is clips. If you look on YouTube, you can find the scenes. And I found out because I was looking at photos of.
I think you should, Roland. I think you should take some points out of his homework because he doesn't have it like complete.
Because he did.
I think that's not.
True. That's true.
Yeah. Let me get my red pen.
No, please continue. I'm sorry for you. Oh my God.
So, but I thought she would be a good pick, and she's Japanese, so
I've read Cat and Mouse.
Does she have the moves?
Yeah, she doesn't. And that's actually, that outfit that she's wearing is from a Japanese anime called Cat's Eye. She did the live action adaptation about cat burglars. This team
cool.
of trio of female cat burglars. So it was like kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And then the very
Awesome.
last one, and I preface this with, you're gonna laugh at first, but hear me out.
Okay.
So for Demon, okay, I'm gonna preface it. I picked Happy Hugh Jackman, not Angry Hugh Jackman. Happy Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see
Give
it.
me the voice.
Yeah, well, like you see him in everything other than Wolverine. He has that kind of gregarious kind of charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has a physicality. We know that.
Yeah.
And so I thought Happy Hugh Jackman for Demon. So
Cool. That
there
could
you
work.
go.
Yeah, that would work. I
So
like it.
this concludes my presentation. Thank you.
I like it.
Cool.
Kazici says that's really cool. Stephen Brown says awesome. Tommy Florimonte says, Brittany, how you doing? Yeah, he knows you had a broken leg.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you have something you wanted to add?
Me?
Brittany. She's sending me messages. No, she's sending me messages, and I'm like, stop sending me messages. Stop sending me messages. Say something. She says, but I already spoke. It's like, it's not like you can only speak one time.
Had your chance.
Exactly.
You have 20 words left, so make them count.
Count. Go.
Yeah, Julia has 10 fingers. I've got the
I'll
other
put my
10.
fingers up.
Ding, 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 ding.
No, it's just while Curtis was talking, I was thinking for like the Major Castillo part, Tiffany DuPont, she was in One Night with the King like a long time ago. And Leo kind of gave me Luke Goss vibes. He was also in One Night with the King. He's bald now, but he used to have hair. And so when he has hair, he has kind of like the edgy, rough, in the Wilderness Revenant type of feel. And then Widowmaker, Maggie Q, I was thinking of Nikita.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Works.
Definitely cool.
Yeah, Luke Goss has a cool look.
Mm-hmm. I'm
He used
not
to be a
sure
pop
what else he's
star.
been in. He used to be a pop star?
In the UK, they were known as Bros. So it was him and his brother, and they were pop stars. And he was also in Blade. Was it him who was in Blade, or his brother was in Blade? One of them.
Very cool.
Wait, they were known as what?
Bros. The brothers, Bros. B-R-O.
Oh, okay.
Bros.
All right. BROS.
Rose.
Yeah. Bro,
Bros,
yeah,
Bros.
yeah.
No,
That's,
Bros. Bros.
yeah. On this side of the pond is bros, because that's what I'm like. What are you saying? I was
get it all
hearing
wrong, don't you?
BROTH, like broth that you eat.
Poor Americans. You get everything so backwards. Bros.
All right.
Okay, Curtis, your PowerPoint wasn't near as long as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, sorry.
Marks off.
No, it's okay. It was good.
I can do
just
an
built up the
interpretive dance of the
expectations
rest of
and-
the casting.
What's that?
I said I can do an interpretive dance of the rest of my casting ideas.
Okay, go ahead. Sid, what about you? You have any thoughts? Yeah, I know I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Teach. I was. I'm gonna use my secret card. I was sick, so I didn't.
So I didn't do my homework.
The dog ate her homework.
Yeah, I was sick, so I didn't do my
Actually,
homework.
my dog. I don't really have much to say.
Okay, that's okay.
I need to get deeper into the those books already. I don't know if I can speak with the new and common ones like Trump's. You tell me.
Yeah.
Shall I? Shall I not?
I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about Trump's as far as casting goes. The only one I really kind of thought about was the King of Diamonds. And
me too, a lot.
Yes, and I've kind of pictured Anthony Hopkins.
Oh,
a
isn't he
little
that
bit.
old?
Well, I know I don't really see our character that old, but I think he's got that kind of look, and I think I really liked the look of Odin in the Thor movies. Right?
Oh,
Very stately, very kingly. But
you know who I was thinking of? Because the king is like a very tired person. He's already been through a lot, and he's just tired. He's just exhausted.
Yes.
And because I really liked his role as a very tired, very tall Batman. I was thinking it was a Ben Affleck for a moment.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because he's first of all he's really tall.
Great.
He's really tall, and then you just see this Batman who's just tired of everything. He made a very good role. I really liked him. So I thought he could do a good king.
That's a great call. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, because you're right. Affleck is about 6'4", I think.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I use the metric
He's a
system.
pretty tall guy.
Wow.
He's taller than Henry Cavill, isn't he? That's one of the.
Yeah, actually, I love the
Cavill,
system.
he's up there. He's
standing on a stool.
Right. Yeah.
like previous Batman. The roles changed.
Yeah. Oh, Arthur.
But honestly, I haven't really thought. I mean, mostly the king because he's got this very clear character behavior, but not so much with the other characters. I wouldn't be able to say much.
Well, when he said the Martha scene in that, did you ever expect him to reply like Stewart? Like, Martha Stewart? Like, I don't know what he ever said. I'm like, Stewart? No, wrong one. Oh, sorry, my bad.
We'll have to do another one of these and say 6 months or a year or something like that, and revisit new titles. Yeah. All right, Pete. Time to put you on the spot.
Yes.
Go for it.
Let's see. Kasisi says Nathan Jones from Jet Li's Fearless as Demons. Okay, I gotta look that one up.
Oh my god, I love that movie. Yes.
Yeah.
He's a huge man.
Just saying. A thumbs up from her.
Oh yeah, cool.
Not only because
he is a big
not
guy.
very tall, but
yeah, he's it says he's a powerlifting champion.
He plays as a boxer in that Fearless movie. When you have Jet Li, who's not really tall, that this guy who's like 3 heads taller than him. You're like, there's no way Jet Li's gonna win. It's a really good movie. Just saying. I love Jet Li. I see all his movies.
I'm with you on that, Sid.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Pete, what about it? You've been drawing Champ a little bit.
Right. So, yeah. Can I share my screen with you?
Yeah, share your screen.
Because people do know what Champ looks like, but they don't know what I've drawn him like, do they? So,
right.
But you had a presentation. I was like, oh, jeez.
No, I don't have any presentation. I'm sorry, guys.
This was bad.
You're going to look at my artwork and think, oh, yeah, that's him. No. What page have we got? We share that one? Can I share that? What can you see?
We can see your page now. Yep.
You see one page, yeah?
Drawings and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, good. Because this is.
Oh wow.
I've drawn 8 pages, but this is the only time there's only one page so far where he hasn't got a mask on. So this is Champ on the right hand side. So I was thinking, well, he's the all American hero, isn't he? Really? So
yeah.
The Rock. No.
It's like, wow, that's a bit of a stretch.
No.
Where?
Pete's been planning this. I'm going to say this. Just see what kind of reaction I can get from all of them.
So I quite like. Henry Cavill would work, obviously.
Yeah.
Joel Kinnaman, I think, is quite good. I don't know if you watch Altered Carbon, first season Altered Carbon. And he was Rick Flag in Suicide Squad.
And he's RoboCop, right? In the RoboCop remake.
Oh, RoboCop, of course, yeah.
Is he?
Was he? Yeah.
I think so, yeah. I haven't seen it.
Only Peter Weller's RoboCop. Blasphemy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I like them both. I like both movies.
I quite like Nathan Fillion from Serenity.
Oh, yeah.
He would be quite a good...
I like Nathan Fillion quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, he'd be quite a good fit. Not
Yeah.
quite as muscly, but
You've seen Dr. Horrible, right?
Yeah.
yes, the
Okay,
sing-along
good.
blog. Yes, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
good. Yeah. Delia, you did. I didn't hear a yes from you.
I said yes. It's great.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so everybody on here has to have seen Dr. Horrible.
Because what's his name? Who plays Dr. Horrible?
Neil Patrick Harris, right?
Yeah.
He would make a good Woody.
Brittany, you have
If
to
you
unmute
give him a
yourself if you're gonna
goatee, he'd
speak.
make a good Woody.
He would, wouldn't he?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
that'd be quite a good pairing. But yeah.
Poor guy never escapes the nerdy roles. Ever since he played Doogie Howser, it's cursed him since.
You know
That's why he
what?
was so funny in Undercover Brother. If you ever saw that movie with him in it, Neil Patrick. If you ever see Undercover Brother, just go see it at least for Neil Patrick Harris. He was hilarious in that movie.
I still don't call him Neil Patrick Harris. Whenever he shows up, I say, "Look, it's Doogie Howser."
I know he's never gonna not live that down.
No.
And
Yeah.
I mean, how many years ago was Doogie Howser? It's got to be at least 20 by now.
My husband still calls him that too.
Yeah, I'm probably in the 80s. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was
And
probably
his other
it
friend
has to be
on
in the
there.
80s because it was when I was watching a lot of TV. I don't watch that much TV anymore, but I was
Okay, I
watching
had
a lot of TV in the 80s.
I had the power of the internet, so I will look up the year.
Those are good calls, Pete. I like those. Who would you put? For Miss Fury.
So, I quite like Natalie Dormer. She played Marjorie Tyrell in the Game of Thrones. You Google her. She's quite. She's quite. And she's. I don't know if you watch.
Oh yeah.
City of Angels. What's it called?
Penny Dreadful.
Penny Dreadful. City of Angels.
Oh yeah, I don't think I saw the City of Angels one yet. I saw the.
I think it's only just come out here, so it's only a few episodes in. But I like who was the most recent Tomb Raider? Alicia Vikander.
She was good. Yeah.
Love her.
She's quite.
She was far better than
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, she was far better than, and I like, I mean, Angelina Jolie is big name and all that, but I didn't like her Tomb Raider that much. But yeah,
I think it was
No, I
because
love
she
the
was a
new
bigger
one.
name.
Yeah, what'd you say her name was? Let me Google her.
Alicia Vikander.
She was really
I
good in that.
really like her. You would really see her struggling in that movie.
Yeah, she's a good actress, and she does the action very well.
Yes.
She's
She's amazing.
is she married to what's his name? Who plays Magneto.
Oh,
James McAvoy?
No,
Michael
Fassbender.
Fassbender. I'm not sure they're married or they're going out, but yeah. Just as an aside. But yeah, so that's what I sort of figured. I mean,
yeah.
She was great.
I like that pick quite a bit.
Ex Machina as well. Yeah,
as Miss
Yeah,
Fury.
that one was really good.
Yeah.
Right, hang on. So we
I think
got
I
the
remember
two.
her more from The Danish Girl with
Eddie
Redmayne.
Redmayne.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That one.
That was really
the
good.
awards and everything.
Yeah, that was the guy who. Yeah, I saw the Danish Girl. That was the guy who played
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawkins. Yes, that was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Danish Girl.
Yeah.
And we got Pistol and Him, Our Bad Guys, which we originally based on Scott Kahn
And Casey Affleck.
Casey Affleck. Thank you. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, are these the main? Are these like the main bad guys in the story? Or are these just guys that show up in this scene?
They're the main muscle for the bad guys.
Okay.
The
So
main
they're
bad guy
recurring
muscle.
characters.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I know Pete thinks that I named them especially for him,
Mm-hmm.
but they actually had those names before that. But I actually do say this. I am thankful it is you because you get it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not convinced an American artist would get it. And all these American artists are going, what are you talking about?
No, we don't know nothing about no literature. We don't know nothing about
We ain't cultured.
What is this Jake Spear thing you talk
Yeah.
about?
Shakespeare, yeah, I know. That's
Shakespeare.
So funny.
Shakespeare.
What kind of spear does it got? It shakes a little bit.
Did they make a movie out of it?
Yeah, it's something about him being in love.
Not ringing a bell. No,
Yeah.
I should know
That's
some
good.
about
film.
That's a really good call for Miss Fury. I had
Yeah, she did a
forgotten
good
all
job.
about her.
Yeah.
What has she done since then?
I don't
Seems
know.
like she
Raider.
would be. She should be in something. I never did see the new Tomb Raider movie.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
Like
good.
a few of the
Really
video
good.
games.
It's-
Is
I
it worth
really
it?
like it.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's worth
Since
it.
the very beginning, you see what she's capable of,
Yeah.
and she's not this perfect character that nails every jump. No, she's not as
No,
bad
that was
as
she was
she's a
based off
very
the new video games did that. They
Yeah.
they completely relaunched Tomb Raider, and so she was like the story was pretty much like a spot on of the games.
Yeah, she
Of
gets
course-
pretty beat up during the whole thing. It's realistic. You fall down, you get a scrape.
Yeah.
You know, you don't
Yeah.
bounce back up without a mark.
Most
she
movies.
ends up really bruised.
Yeah.
I always think it's funny because the more I watch the movies, the more I'm like, well, these people would be dead within seconds.
Right.
Especially superhero movies. I'm like, well, okay, he has internal bleeding. He has cracked ribs. He's not
Right.
standing up again. I mean, some of the stuff they go through, it's like,
Yeah.
what are these guys made of? Yeah.
No
Yeah,
way.
you know, I love Supernatural. I watched that show, and those guys should have been dead over a million times over. They should have been brain dead as many times as they've had concussions or been thrown in the
God,
tombstones.
yeah. It's hard for me to sometimes. I have a friend he doesn't watch a lot of movies. He just was, and when he watches the new ones, that's what he brought up to me. It's like, well, this is like Looney Tunes. I mean, these people would be dead like 6 times over by the end of the movie. And I'm like, yeah, they would be. So he was just like, this is impossible. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say this about Tomb Raider. So, when it came out, and of course it's 2018. When it came out, you're thinking, don't know who this girl is. It's a reboot. Not interested, that kind of thing. But so we went into the movie kind of thinking, we watch a lot of movies. So we went into it though thinking, it's going to be okay. Whatever. Angelina Jolie is still Angelina Jolie. We came out of that movie going, holy crap, that was really, really good. She's far better Tomb Raider than Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
So yeah, Aaron, you need to watch it. Have you seen the
I'll hunt
Angelina
it
Jolie
down.
version, right?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, she's far better Tomb Raider than Angelina Jolie. So
Did you play the game though? Out of
me?
curiosity. No, I'm asking because I did, and it was kind of a letdown from the game, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I loved her and I thought she was great, but as far as the movie goes, like I was expecting something more along the lines of the game or something a little bit more intricate or more interesting, but they went with like a typical kind of villain in that kind of situation. So
I played the first 2 games. I didn't play the third one, and I think there was 3 of them. I think by the second one, I really I liked them, but when it's like, you need to collect all the stuff, I'm like, I don't got time to collect everything in this game. I was like, I know you're a Tomb Raider, but can you make a list and just, I'm playing through I know they're making an Uncharted movie, so I'd be curious.
Oh, I love Uncharted. You guys know they're going to make a movie out of it with Tom Holland as Nate.
Yeah. Well, you saw the short film with Nathan Fillion?
Oh, that was so good.
Drake. That was perfect. I think he's getting a little too old for that character now, but I think that's who everyone wanted, but I don't think they're gonna.
They cast Tom Holland.
Oh, really?
I'm not seeing that.
I think it's because of the athletic stuff, because you gotta jump and climb.
I guess, and like the fighting sense of humor.
Because he's got a baby face. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see it, but then again, I could be wrong. But the games are basically built like movies, anyways. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like the Arkham City with them.
I'm curious to see who they pick as Sully.
So they are doing another Tomb Raider slated for 2021. Yeah, with Vikander. Yeah, and apparently, Delia, a lot of people agree with you because it only has on IMDb, it only has a 6.3 out of 10 stars.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the worst movie, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I was hoping for.
But see, I think it's a little bit like John Carter. Did everybody see John Carter?
Yes.
Yeah. I really like John Carter.
I actually thought it was really well done.
It looked fun. Oh, I love the visuals.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Yeah.
that one.
I enjoyed it. I think the actor, what is his name? He was on
Taylor
Friday Night
Kitsch?
Lights. Huh?
Taylor Kitsch.
That's
Taylor
it.
Kitsch.
He was on Friday Night Lights. I think he was a little too slender to play John Carter.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I grew up reading all the Mars books. And,
Well, that's it. I read the books, so I thought,
he was
man,
like
this is really good.
I always had this vision of John Carter as a much more stocky,
Yes.
buff man,
Right.
and he was very slender.
Yeah. And I thought, oh shoot, what's the girl?
Deja Thoris.
Deja Thoris. I
Yeah.
thought she should have been redder.
Yeah.
I always envisioned her with much redder skin than what she had.
She
Well,
actually
yeah.
had
in the
clothes
film.
too, which was a new one.
Right,
'Cause
yeah.
Most of the art does not give her clothes. I'm
Right.
like, well, Disney's not going that route. So
No.
she's yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, if you see all the art on the books, she's really red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think he describes her as in the novels as very red.
And here's what gets me is that I read all those when I was a teenager, and I adored them. I went in back and tried to read them here a little while ago, and I'm like, this is so overblown prose. Why did I ever like this? I grew out of it because it is just so, and it's this big, strong He-Man, and it's poor little woman, she's got to be saved, and the prose is just really, really flowery and overblown now to me.
It's
Had a
very,
family
it's
member
very
do
much a
that.
product of its
Yeah.
time.
It was, and it came out as a serial. It started out
Yeah.
as a serial in newspapers.
Yeah.
Huh.
It was huge.
Yeah, I think I think part of the problem with John Carter was poor marketing. I don't think they knew how to market it. I think John Carter. Well, no one knows who the heck John Carter
Yeah,
is
they
unless
should have
you're
named it. Yeah.
unless you're a
Well,
science
if you're
fiction
from
geek.
outside, you have no idea what this is about.
Yeah.
Because when the movie came here, I was like, okay, it's just a very weird, non-logical story of a man that goes to Mars and everything's just fine there.
Yes. I did
It
notice
did
that
not sell well here. Let me tell you, it was when I went to study over there to the States and I see this old comic called John Carter. It's like, oh well, that explains a lot. It's a comic, a very old one. Fine,
Yeah.
but
and I noticed in the movie that they made Deja Thoris a much more stronger figure than she is in the book.
Yes.
She was
Yeah.
more independent. And,
Yeah. Yeah, that was and I think then the guy who directed, didn't he like work for Pixar or something? Like it was his first live action movie. There's something special about the director. Like that was his first. Like he did stuff for Pixar or something, and he was doing a live action movie.
Curtis says yes.
Yeah, I think he was one of the directors from Pixar. And that was
Yeah, that's what I remember, and that's why it was kind of unique. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed the movie, but I will admit that I think most people I talked about like, what's John Carter?
Right.
Like they don't. Yeah, the name is very and.
Well, all they would have had to have done is put John Carter, Warlord of Mars,
or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think it actually was. I think when it first came out, it had a different title. It was something like John Carter, Man from Mars, or Man, or something, and then they changed it just to John. Like I think if I look back, I think they had a different title. They changed it just to John Carter, which was much to their detriment.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was poor marketing on their part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't think it was marketed well. Okay, so I don't know if I missed a lot of chats earlier on because Cece's laughing again. Let's see. Looks like Twitch says hi, dude. Okay.
And dudettes. You forgot the dudettes.
Yeah. Well, we talked a little bit about Twitch earlier in the day. We get a lot. Most of our. Oh, thank you. Most of our viewers come from Facebook, and then the second audience comes from YouTube. Usually, what we get from Twitch, and not exclusively, but often what we get from Twitch is trolls. So we just have to watch and be very careful of the comments from Twitch.
Aren't they kind of big on Twitch about invading other people's live streams or something?
You know, it's possible. They have something. What you can do is help me out, Brett. When someone sends a bunch of people to your stream, what do they call it? Oh, raid. Yeah, but that's not that. It sounds negative, but what they do is they take their stream and they point them to another stream. So like all the people from that stream automatically start watching another stream. So it's actually a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me that there's just, there's so, Twitch is for streams like Twitter is for stuff. Twitter is just, an angry world.
Yeah.
Yes, it is very much so.
So much frustration over there.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of that on Twitch as well. So my eyes are getting crossed now, Sid, because it looks like you're going 3D in this. Am I just seeing things, or because your blue lines look skewed from your black lines now?
Oh, it's just the blue lines. It's just that I had to fix the stuff a little bit, so I moved the blue lines. That's all of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know,
And
it
now
was
I'm
funny
finishing the insert this way.
I used to I remember when I first started computer, doing the blue lines. I never really used blue lines. And when I started using the computer, I would do my underdrawing, and then I made it blue. And then I was thinking, well, why would I make it blue, non-repro blue, when that doesn't matter? I could just make it like a lighter gray. It was one of those things but it's funny seeing people on the computer, nothing against them, using blue line because it's just so mentally that's what you do, but it also doesn't make any difference in the computer if you're not going to photocopy.
You know what I use it blue? Because it takes me 2 buttons, 2 keys to make it blue. I just do this and it's entirely blue.
Yeah.
So
no, I see a lot of artists use blue.
Well, yeah, it's just because it's a preset, so I just click make it blue line and that's it. But honestly, I make any color works.
So Pete, I've seen uses red.
Yeah,
yeah, I just red pops. I do turn it to a blue. I can show you actually. Hang on, because I'm working on. So do you mind if I just bump you off for 2 seconds?
Because I think when Pete did it, he was using green, red, and blue. There was he was like every color of the rainbow.
So,
I didn't see the green, but I remember the blue and the red. The red really.
I'll work with red, and then I will.
I turn my pencils blue and I ink on top of them. But if I need to make corrections, I will add another layer underneath, and I will do the corrections in red.
Yeah.
To draw the corrections in red.
Yeah. So
I made one a picture that involved like 14 characters, 16 characters, and even each of them were just different colors too, just not to mess up.
Yeah.
So I start my layouts in a sort of red because I don't know, I just think I see it easier, and then when I've got it to some reasonable rough, I'll turn it to blue and then just go back over it. Create a new layer, and then I can go to black. And I've got perspective ruler on, but
what's funny, when I use the repo blue, I never had luck with that not photocopying. People said use it, you don't, and every time you would get the non-repo or pre-produced comic pages, and I put them on the photocopy, and then all the stuff would show up, and I'm like,
they still show up.
Yeah, I was like, I never could figure that out.
You have to put it in Photoshop and remove the blue lines.
Yeah. Well, this is back before we had.
What did you do before Photoshop, though? That's the thing.
I've never had that issue. Fortunately, I came along at the right time.
Well, yes, I've been inking for 30 years, and when they switched over to starting doing blue lines, I was completely thrown for a loop. I had no idea what I was doing. What is this? What is this stuff?
Yeah.
I was like, I want the original pencils. I've always worked on original pencils. I can't see this blue stuff. But so it took me a bit to get used to it, and especially
get off my lawn.
Yeah, exactly. No fart. You gotta keep up with the times. Yeah. So I had to learn how to print them out on board and physically print them, and now I'm doing digitally, and I really do like them now. But it was a shock when I first started See,
It's funny. I've seen I've seen a lot of professional artists that talk about they'll do the layouts like Peter does on the computer, and then when they do them in blue, whatever, they'll actually print them on 11 by 17. Which I'm thinking like, well, I'm trying to find it. That must be a specific printer because my printer couldn't do that. So that must be a pretty spendy printer to do that. But then they print them and then actually draw them over. So
That's what I
you
do.
print them out
Yeah, that's what I do.
and then ink them. Okay.
I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
print
Pete,
them
I think
out
you
and
print
then-
them out in blue line and then pencil them on top of it, right?
Pencil, yeah, my
Yeah.
blue roughs in blue line and I pencil over the top. And,
Okay, so you do that, and then so
yeah.
when do you scan them back in when you send them to the inker?
I send it to the inker, they're scanned back in, and I go into Photoshop, and you just click on the blue, and it just removes any blue line in there. So
Huh.
you're just left with your pencil.
right. And when I do the same when I'm inking. If
Yeah.
I'm inking physically, I ink both digitally and physically. This page is being done physically so that I can sell it on Kickstarter.
Yeah,
And then when I scan it back in, I will pull it up and drop the blue out and read it, and it only has the black in, and then I'll send the file in black only.
yeah. It used to be I would print my roughs out and then light box them, and it just it's a longer process. So this way I can just print the blue line out, draw straight over the top of it, and then take it out.
I had a classmate at the Kubert school he used to do light box everything.
I have to tell you that the digital is faster. I mean,
Oh yeah.
A lot faster.
I just can't pencil very well in digitally. I don't like it. I get a better effect from actually having a pencil.
Yeah, I do too.
Here in the
yeah.
I have inked a few stuff on a Cintiq, and I have noticed how smoother my inks look.
Yeah.
Than doing it by hand, and I still go back and forth on that. The digital is very powerful, but it sometimes makes my lines too smooth, too corrected, that I feel it takes out a little bit of my hand signature. And I'm starting over the years to really like more of the roughness of my art than it being too slick.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I don't ink digitally. It's not something I enjoy doing. So I'd rather do everything
It has its
traditional.
advantages.
I like
absolutely, it does.
Have.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really nice to see, because there are effects that I can do with a computer.
Oh
but
yeah,
you never have
absolutely.
to
Yeah.
say it fluently as, for example, there's some spattering and like
I see a lot of
throwing
guys.
to the paper.
Yeah.
You want it to look natural.
I see a lot of guys do it traditional and then put it in and then start doing effects with the computer, which I think I'll start doing as well.
Speaking as your resident senior citizen, I will have to say that digitally is becoming my more favored method because of my age. It smooths out. I'm starting to wobble a bit physically. And digitally is the great equalizer. It makes everything much easier.
Yeah.
Well, you can also zoom in, right? You can also zoom in if it gets to be a little. Yeah. I've watched Thomas Florimonte do a lot of inking. We just do a lot of. He's local here, so we do a lot of shows together, and I've watched him do a lot of inking. And it's interesting because I watch him take these lines. He'll go swoop, undo, swoop, undo,
yes,
swoop, undo, swoop. I like that one right there, right? And so and he does it really fast. I mean, much faster than but he's done it so long he'll do several of them, and then it's like that's the one I want.
Got a perfect one, yeah.
You can't do that in when you're using the traditional because.
I like that, but at the same time, for me, it's like a double-edged sword because I feel like I'm wasting more time redoing the line than just dealing with it properly and like practicing.
That's what
that's possible, Sid. Here's the thing I'll say though, and go with me here. So you've seen how quickly Tommy is inking all these pages, right? Yeah. So I don't think after a while, I think it's something that happens quickly enough for him because he's so practiced that I just don't think it bothers him. Tommy said he's talking about scanning here. He also said, left us a message. He said, got to scan in grayscale, not color. Non-repo blue is color in light blue. In color is light blue. I'm sorry. Non-repo blue in color is light blue.
Yeah.
So it is a color and not a non-repo, even though it's kind of touted to us that way. Stephen Brown says, I've been doing my own inks by hand and then making corrections in Photoshop.
Yeah.
That too.
That's what it's for.
That's usually how I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that for a lot of some of the older stuff, like Barb's working on coloring sirens. Delia's working with Marauder. We scan those in, and we use Photoshop just to do a lot of the cleanups.
You tidy up, yeah. That's what I do.
Yeah,
Yep.
because they someone told me I called them messy, and someone said no, they're not messy, they're noisy.
Mhm.
I call them dirty.
It actually sounds
Dirty,
good.
yeah,
Dirty,
I
I
like
yeah.
call them dirty. Yeah, they're dirty.
Actually, I like using brushes for inking digitally that have that little kind of a thing. I'm using it one right now. I like it to look like I drew on paper for that noise, that texture. That's
Yeah.
that texture that gives. Mm.
Well, as always happens on our streams, I look at the clock, and the master clock here says 11 o'clock. So we have had a good, fun 2 hours. I've enjoyed the heck out of it. What about you guys?
That's been fun.
That's fun.
Yeah. So we're gonna call our into our stream tonight. But as we always do, we're going to go around and let everyone know where they can find you online so that they can follow you and all that kind of stuff. So we'll just start with you, Curtis. Where can folks find you on the interwebs?
Sure, you can find me on Facebook, just Curtis with a K, last name Fujita. You can also find me on Instagram, YouTube, and also on Facebook through my martial arts school, Tiger Crane Kung Fu. That's Tiger Crane 805.
Hey, Curtis, if you want to send me that the Tiger Crane, I don't think that's in your links, is it? The stuff that you sent me.
I can send it to you. Sure.
Send it to me, and I'll add it to the link. So, by the way, that's just a reminder for all of you who are listening right now. I'll make sure to put all the links that they've given me. I'll make sure to put them in the information on Twitch and YouTube and on Facebook, so that you can go to them and find them easily. Kasisi says, good night all. It was a great discussion. Thank you, Kasisi, and thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Stephen Brown says, I hope later on my inks will be cleaner. And I would probably say that's just one of those things of time, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Practice.
Yeah, that's just it. You gotta repeat.
Practice every day.
That's right. Barb, what about you? Where can folks find you on the interwebs?
I am the only Barbara Kailberg on the internet. There we go. Like I had this last week.
Wow.
Woohoo! From San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Actually, have one.
I got these all over the place. And you can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook under that name.
Very cool.
DeviantArt too.
Yeah.
And bibliography of my stuff is on the Silverline website.
It is. That's right.
It's about 200.
Nice.
That's right. Yep.
185.
For the rest of you, Silverliners, if you want to, I know I'll ask you all for bios and stuff like that, and as a reminder, the bios online on the Silverline page can be as long as you want them to be. We don't have any space requirements there. They do need to be shorter, obviously, to print them in the books, but we don't have any space requirements. So all the links, if you want to put a complete bibliography as Barb did,
It's like 6 pages long.
Yeah, so it's all good. It works, right? It doesn't. It's not a bother on the internet. Aaron, where can folks find you?
Find me on Instagram at ALH3810 is my handle. Facebook, Humphreys Illustration, HUMPHRES. Everybody spells my last name wrong, so just remember the RES at the end.
It is spelled kind of weird.
It is. It's a very different way. And you can also find my comic book on Webtoons, which I am starting to update again tomorrow after finishing issue 8. So issue 8 is coming. It's coming back. So I'm updating tomorrow, and then I order new stuff for my store. So yay me!
Cool.
I finished another issue.
And as a reminder, those of you who backed Fire Rush and Bloodline, you're going to get the first 5 issues
of my series.
Yep, of Godlings. So that'll be exciting. You'll get to see that, and then you can support the rest of it when
yes,
as and when Aaron finishes.
Yes, hopefully this year. That's my goal this year, early next year. So I am trying. So yeah, definitely the first 5 issues should hopefully give you a pretty good indication, or leave you with a cliffhanger.
4 more issues before the end of 2020.
Yeah, I've been clocking almost an issue every 2 months.
Wow.
So
cool.
I've been going fast. It's just last time I had some client work come in, so it depends on certain comes in. But yeah,
sure.
I
depends on whether you got to pay bills or not, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's why I remain thankful for my teaching job. It allows me to do the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Delia, what about you? Where can folks find you on the interwebs?
I am at @Delia Marie on Instagram, and Twitter. I can English.
Instagram, that's for the old people, right?
I am secretly an old lady. And then on Facebook, it's Delia Marie Art. It's a little different because
cool.
So, yeah.
Sweet. Now I got to ask, is Marie your middle name?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Very cool. Pete, what about you?
Yeah, it's real simple. It's Peter Clinton Art, and that's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I somehow cornered the market on my name. So
that's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, you'll find Instagram is the best place to find me. So go give me a follow. You'll see all the teasers of Champion Miss Fury there.
Yeah.
And you'll find links to my webtoons and my Instagram comic.
Which is very good. I think I told you last time.
Yeah, thank you.
I read them and enjoyed them quite a bit. It's a swashbuckler.
It is, yeah. Webtoons is good. If you like pirates, tune into Webtoons. If you like witches, then tune into my Instagram comic, and all bases covered.
Yep. Very cool. Sid, what about you? Where can folks find you on the not our continent interwebs?
Well, currently I am not. I'm working on updating most of my websites, but you can find me on Instagram by Sketchy Sid altogether. And well, I'm using a contact there, so any questions, so there. I'll do more later. I know I'm working on it.
Yeah, and again, as a reminder, all the links will be in the information stuff. Tommy said, "Great to see everybody. Great talk." Thanks, Tommy. Thanks for joining us here. We know that you do the Wednesday streams, so great to see you listen to us here and chime in. Brittany Mann, you're our movie guest tonight. And I don't. You probably missed the part where everyone here was basically high-fiving and congratulating you for being nominated. You didn't get to hear that because you weren't on the stream yet, but being nominated for. Correct me if I get it wrong, but it was Best Supporting Role.
Yeah, Best Supporting Actress. Thanks.
Yeah, so we were all very happy. Yeah. So we hope. So when does that actually happen?
When does the film come out?
No. So you've been nominated, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I don't follow award stuff at all. So
okay.
Somebody gonna go vote or?
Yeah, so it's a Canadian film festival, and so they'll have their team of judges that go over the films again and narrow it down to I think 3.
And when does that happen?
This month at some point.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not entirely sure exactly when. They also don't tell me much. I didn't even know they were submitting it to film festivals. So that was a surprise to me. You saw it before I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you're not really sure when that will be decided on, huh?
I'm not sure. No, not yet.
Okay. Well, where can people find you on the interwebs? You're not comic booky, but
I'm not.
You could play in one of the movies.
That'd be awesome. Preferably a villain, but yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I get cast. I get cast as all of the nice people, and I want to be mean.
But here's the question I have to ask you: Can you cry on camera?
Yes, I can.
That was supposed to be a joke.
It's funny because he makes the joke because I've cried in everything I've been
in. For some reason, it seemed like someone saw her cry on camera and then they cast her to cry all her parts. So
I don't. I miss you.
okay, did you tell us where we can find you online?
I didn't.
Okay.
My Instagram is Brittany R Man. Twitter is the Brittany Man, and I think Facebook is also the Brittany Man. And then I'm on YouTube for like music stuff that has links
Yeah.
to Spotify and whatnot. But
Which that also reminds me is that your tune is the starting tune. That
Thanks.
when you tune into our streams, you hear the song that plays before we start. That's Brittany's tune. So
yeah,
used with permission.
Yes, my friend Travis Boothman produced it and super talented. So yeah. Also, Tommy told me to flash him a gang sign, so I'm gonna
A
do
gang
that.
sign. Of course, Tommy said that. Yeah. You know, whenever Tommy says me that, I just usually do something like this, right? And
I don't know what any of that is.
I don't know what any of it is either, but he just does
I'll
it
do,
back.
I'll do one from my era.
There you go. Yeah. Brett Man. Can you hear me? Yeah. You wanna oh, that's right. No one can. So you tell me where people can find you and I'll translate. Blah 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 blah.
Jesus.
You like that, did you, Barb?
Tell you.
Brett's a gamer and streams regularly under Red Rider, and I'll make sure that we put that link in the description as well. So we thank everybody for listening to tonight. I'm a bit loopy because I am still tired from the show today, from the convention. But please remember to like and follow and subscribe and all the other stuff wherever you're supposed to be. Don't forget we've got a merch store. Check out the stuff there. Thank you, Curtis. If you see something that, or if you know of something that you want, you're like, man, it'd be cool if they had this on the merch store. Please just tell us, and we'll make it happen. And tomorrow night, I will be one-on-one with Brent Larson, the creator and writer of Kalis. So tune in as I ask him all about his life and his inspirations and that kind of stuff. And you tune in also so you can ask the questions that I don't ask that you want to hear. So anything from anybody before we call it a night? You guys, crew? Nope. All right. Well, until next time, y'all remember to make mine Silverline.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.